Okay, with winning screenwriter Nick McCabe, The Lonely Wish is the screenplay. Great idea. So this teenage girl wishes everybody she's being bullied, having a problem with her mom. She wishes everybody would disappear, which I guess like I just watched Home Alone yesterday, and it's the same concept, right? Where
Yeah.
he
Mhm.
wants his family to disappear,
Right.
and they do, and well, they don't, but in his eyes, they do. And in this script, it's reality, right? Like
Mhm.
her
Yeah.
wish does come true, and everybody disappears, right?
Mhm. Yes. Yeah. It comes true to
So
her.
where did this idea come from for you?
So like I put down in the podcast question. So it kind of came from me. This whole thing is like it's a feeling of wanting everything to be alone, like when you're surrounded by lots of people, but you just want to be alone. But it's also desire to be with other people. I don't know. It kind of like when after Miriam wishes everyone was gone, she enjoy. There's times where she enjoys being alone,
Sure.
uh, and it's kind of like in Home Alone where he enjoys it, um, uh, where Kevin enjoys being alone too. But also, like you kind of realize, like, oh, you kind of being alone. It's kind of being lonely does kind of suck. So you kind of wish for other people, but but it's never like a linear thing. It's never like that is it's not like a linear progression of like, oh, I love being alone and then I wish I wasn't alone. It's like sometimes there's moments where you want to be alone, sometimes you
Sure.
don't want to,
Yeah.
kind of go back and forth on that depending on the mood and just how you are that day.
But when
Um
you're a teenager, you're not catching up with those that
mhm.
emotional intelligence where
Yeah.
like that
Right.
feelings could go away. She thinks it's a constant feeling, I guess, right?
Right. And then the thing too is like a lot of it is she's not I think also for her is she doesn't want to deal with those feelings of grief. She's putting all those feelings of grief like behind her and put it in a corner where she can try to hide it. She's trying to run away from those feelings of grief. So when she's enjoying those things, like when she's going to the arcade or when she's, throwing eggs at the school or whatever, like she's just trying to let out energy and she's just trying to um just enjoy being a kid and not worry about not think about her dad dying or having to deal with anything else in reality.
Yeah. And so like, but it's a coming of age story as well. Like
Mhm.
that's sort of
Yeah.
how I read it,
Hmm. Yeah.
right?
Yes. Mhm.
So you
Yes.
could come of age by kind of like making everybody disappear.
Yeah, it's coming of age. It's kind of her realization near the end is more that she does need people, and it's not necessarily like maybe that she needs people all the time, but it's like it's better to be with other people than just be completely on your own. And it's not something where she's completely healed. Now that don't want to make that sort of uh message where it's like like the old sitcoms where it's like they solve the mystery at the end of the half hour and everything's great and hunky dory.
Yeah.
Then I'm not trying to make that, but it's she comes more closer to realization that she needs people by the
So
end of the
then the,
story.
the school bully is one of the like secondary characters, right?
Yeah. Mhm. And so they used to be best friends, and then somewhere along the road they no were longer friends, and then she started bullying her.
So that
And it's
it's
kind
a very common trope, I guess, right? Like when you're a
yeah.
kid, like
Mhm.
it's tough navigating childhood, right? Like
Yeah. Okay.
there's
Oh
a
yeah,
lot of
it's
landmines out there, right? At the
mhm.
schoolyard.
Oh yeah, it's definitely different. Definitely difficult.
One would assume you kind of puts some of your past experiences into the script.
I did actually. I was bullied a little bit in middle school for being overweight. Um, I didn't deal with like I didn't have personal loss, family. Like I lost my grandparents when they're really old,
Yeah.
but I still have my parents. But I think the part about with Sloan, like I've lost a best friend in high school. And that's, I mean, that's like breaking up with a girlfriend, that's like maybe even worse than breaking up with a girlfriend because it's like it's someone you know very
Yeah.
well and had a lot of good times with, and it's very difficult. And in the screenplay, it's not said exactly why they broke up, but I think I did that intentionally because it's kind of like I think at a certain point you kind of forget why. You just know that you're no longer friends with that person, and it's just and
Yeah.
then that and it's more of a it's not so much what you remember is not so much the reason why you broke up. It's more of the pain. It's more of the um because when I think of it, when I think of uh breaking up with that best friend, it's more of I think of more of the pain and the difficulty, how the awkwardness of because this was a classmate. This is someone I took class with. The awkwardness of seeing this person in class. He was never a bully to me, but it was still, still the awkwardness of this and having to deal with that pain is was also very real.
I think you bring up something really interesting. I don't like I think friendship breakups are traumatizing, and I think
Mhm.
it doesn't really get discussed that often.
Yeah.
And you're right because it's but then it a lot of times it's not like a one big fight and they don't talk to each other again.
Mhm.
It usually just kind of things like linger, I guess. There's like this
Mhm.
lingering conflict, and then they kind of like
Right.
separate or the one because they're kid when you're especially when you're a kid you don't know anything, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
What
and a
I
lot
mean
of,
by that is like you're like you're always catching up to your emotions. You're never with one with your
right.
emotions when you're a kid.
Oh yeah. I mean, and I think it's a very emotional time. Being a teenager is a very emotional time, you, you're learning new things and you're dealing with hormones and you're trying to fit in and all that stuff. It's a very emotional time. And then it's like when you have your friend that's they meet other friends and they try to get in with that group, and it's people are really sensitive feelings you're dealing with, and so yeah, it's very emotional to deal with that.
Because I think the biggest quality you want in your friend is that you want on loyalty, like loyalty and
Mhm.
honesty. And that's
Mhm.
very difficult for teenagers to pull off is
Yeah.
loyalty and honesty, right? Because they're always
Oh yeah.
worrying about themselves and how others perceive them, right? So,
Right. Oh yeah. It's also yeah. Always try to get the image, especially like I can't imagine being a teenager nowadays too. With because when I was a teenager, this was way before social media, and
social
then I
media,
can't
I know
imagine
it's
like today,
difficult.
like what's trying to keep up with what's trendy and what's in now.
Yeah.
But
Especially the last generation because like it was unmonitored and nobody knew what was going on. So there's going to be a huge the therapists are like and the psychiatrists in the next generation are going to be okay. They're going to have
right,
it's a
they're
good
gonna.
profession to get into, I guess, right? So,
Mhm.
yeah, there's going to be a lot of trauma from the teenage years to be discussed in the therapy
Exactly.
room.
Yeah,
Can we
exactly.
agree that that it's a lot harder for females than it is for males?
Oh, I think so. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. I think especially like growing up and that, I think it is. Yeah, a lot really difficult dealing with like emotions and I think, and then I know it's kind of a trope too with the whole um. So I have Miriam fighting with her mom. That's kind of a trope, like the daughter fighting with the mom and connecting with the dad. But but I think I think there's a reason there is that kind of trope where a child connects better with one parent than the other, and
Yeah.
um I
Well,
think
sometimes
sometimes
it's like they've studies have shown that it's the it's the same gender that
yeah
has the most conflict with their parent, right?
yeah yeah I would, and it's probably true for me.
Yeah.
I would say it's like a therapy session. It's kind of true for me because I think I connected probably more with my mom better than my dad because I think um for whatever reason.
Well, I think
But
that parents are guilty of like kind of channeling their
Hmm.
themselves into their same gender
Right.
sibling, right?
Yeah.
From a
Yeah.
negative and positive standpoint, they see what
Yeah.
they see their own, they see their like a lot of their own traits, which is it is
Mhm.
scary, right? When you see your children, there's a lot of similarities, and it's like you kind of like push farther for your own sibling because you kind of relate more, right? I guess
Right.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's interesting. So yeah, teenage girls fighting with their mother is a common situation in society, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's yeah, I think that, and I think that's why that's you see that kind of trope a lot in TV shows and movies,
Yeah. Did
with
you
like
always want to make your main character a female?
I for this story, I've kind of felt it being a female. I was thinking of if I should make it a male. Um, and I've spoken with someone else about it too, and he said no, it's keep with it being a female. I kind of it's one of those things where I just kind of feel it. Um, like when I write, I just kind of feel it being a male or female. And this one I just kind of felt it being a female. Like this one I
Yeah.
wrote, I've written a Christmas screenplay, and I know a lot of Christmas screenplays, a lot of times they'll have it's, like it's common for to have it to be a woman or a young woman being the main protagonist. But for what I wrote was as a it was a young man, and I just kind of felt it was right to have it be a young man. So I just kind of felt for this one for Lonely Wish that I always felt it was a young woman speaking.
So what like I guess what
Or a
happens in
girl,
life?
a good teenage girl, I should say. Yeah.
What happens in life though when everybody disappears? That's a good like that's sort of like you have to dive into that writing, right? Like what
Mhm.
happens?
To for her or for
No, like in a realistic situation,
yeah.
right? Like
So yeah, I mean
you
that's the
wake
thing
up
too, and
one
that's
morning, everybody's gone, right? Like
everything's
what
fine.
happens to the world? What happens to Earth?
Yeah. Well, this one it was only her community that
Yeah.
disappeared because I think it was difficult. I kind of like, and that's something I kind of was thinking of too. I think if I was writing a comedy, I might make it the whole world because I think that would be, I think that would, I don't know, for whatever reason, I think it would be funnier if it was the whole world that was disappeared. I think um, plus I think logistically, I think it would be, it's tough to do it in a drama to have the whole world disappear because I think you're dealing with a lot of like real logistical problems if the whole world disappears, you know, because
Yeah,
things may not.
exactly. So yeah, that's what I mean. It would be interesting, but even the community though, right? Like everything, if everything
Right.
gets shut down, right?
Yeah, everything's shut down. Yeah, and it's a small community too. It's a small town. So, um, and so it's kind of as she sees more people come in, it's like, oh, she realizes she's not alone, and that's kind of the message too. Like even when she wants to be alone, she's not really alone.
Yeah. So like yeah, well, obviously loneliness is a key kind of plot in your film, I
Mhm.
guess, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
So like we all kind of most of us kind of experience that feeling, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a traumatizing feeling too, right? Like that kind of like loneliness is a different factor. You could be around a lot of people and still feel lonely because
Yeah.
you're looking for connection, you're looking for some sort of relation, I guess.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing is like you can be around lots, yeah, exactly around lots of people and you feel lonely. You don't feel connected. Doesn't matter if you're in. And that's something I felt too when I went to college. I'm from like a relatively small town in Wisconsin, and then I went to the University of Wisconsin in Madison, so much larger
Mhm.
community. And at first I felt very lonely before I found my friends there. Um, so a lot of it I kind of channeled through that is that feeling of loneliness. Um, but then there's also times where it's like you kind of enjoy being alone
Sure.
and um, you don't want get tired of hearing everyone. At least for me. I mean, I'm an only child too, and maybe
Okay.
part of it's from being a 'cause I'm used to being alone. Like I when I was young, I've had plenty of friends in the neighborhood. So I had kids to play with in the neighborhood. So I wasn't, and I'm not trying to say like I'm this
Yeah.
I'm a lonely kid and I had no friends, but no, I had plenty of friends throughout my life, but being an only child too, I was used to times where I was alone and it was okay and that. So I think part of it's channeling that too, because Miriam's also an only child. Um, she doesn't have any siblings, so she's also used to being alone.
So you also mentioned in the blog interview, you're talking about writing for this generation, right? Like writing for like teenage
Yeah,
generation
yeah,
female at that, and kind of like not like because like you're right because you mentioned that like there's a certain lingo that people have, right?
yeah,
But
right,
you want to kind of stay away from that because by the time say it gets produced like a year from now, that could even be outdated
right,
then, yeah,
exactly.
right? So
Yeah.
so tell me about like writing for the, did you like how did you study this generation? I'm curious how.
Well, I did. So some of it part is based on feedback because I gotten feedback from other people too, about like, because I think at one point I had put in here about, oh, when Miriam goes on social media, she see I mentioned all these hashtags and someone said like hashtags really aren't a thing anymore or something like that. So I took them out. I'm like, okay, I guess. Because so it's I think it's more um I think a lot of it's trying to write it write the dialogue in a way where it seems true to the age, but it's not I'm not trying to make it necessarily like Gen Z. It's more something that can be consistent across different generations.
Yeah,
Some of
exactly.
because there were some of the like yeah, some other people like that picked up some of the lines I said was a little bit more um maybe a little bit dated in that because I'm Gen X, so I kind of like okay, we should change these lines, but yeah, and but that made they made good points. Like you want to write the dialogue, so or if it's something where if it gets made in a year that the dialogue's so good and the people watch it, and if it is made and it's watched and can be watched in 5 years, 10 years, whatever, and it's still holds up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the whole point. You want it to kind of stand the test of time, right? So
Mhm, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so then like yeah, it's a really nice script and so you've been working on the you've I'm assuming you've written other scripts before.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I wrote a few other ones. Mhm.
Yeah. So you
I
wrote a
wrote
pilot, I guess, right?
I wrote a TV pilot for a sci-fi medical comedy. It's kind of something I wrote. It's basically it takes place in a space station, um, a hospital in a space station, based on a doctor who falls in love with an alien is kind of a running thing. It they take a lot of inspiration from Scrubs, um, and I know that show's coming back on. But I really love
Coming
Scrubs.
back on?
Scrubs, yeah,
They're making it again?
they're making it again. Yeah,
Oh
it's
wow. They
the
keep on
original
bringing
cast.
recycling these sitcoms,
I
right?
know.
Have any of them worked? Like have any of them done well?
I don't know. We'll see how this one does.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I don't know if it just started on air. I know they had commercials for the new Scrubs. It's like the original cast.
Yeah.
Um,
I think they're
and then
even bringing back Malcolm in the Middle. I read that too.
oh really? Okay, but they're also
Like,
bringing on newer doctors too. It's not just the original
sure.
cast.
Yeah.
Also, it's
So
not
Zach Braff, I guess his directing
that
career
cast.
didn't go well, so he's going back to Scrubs,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
No judgment to him, right? So
right.
basically,
Right.
yeah, he made some good films.
Yeah,
But that's interesting. I didn't no idea. But yeah, that's a good idea for medical. I like that idea
yeah,
on a spaceship. Yeah.
yeah. They
Yeah.
I know there is a I think Amazon Prime has a sci-fi medical comedy. it's a animated, but it's all aliens. This one is aliens and humans.
Gotcha.
So it's, I mean, it's different, and then the whole thing is, and I also have robots in that too. It's kind of more. It's probably something I might just eventually do just for fun, just like animate it myself or something.
Cool. Have
Um,
you made films in the past?
I wanted, so that's going to be my mission this year is I want to start making some short films,
Oh,
uh,
well, I
and
hope it goes. Where are you located?
in Chicago.
Oh, that's I just talked to someone from Chicago. There's a nice film scene there.
Yeah. Oh
Got
yeah.
some really talented young filmmakers coming out of those
Mhm.
colleges.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Columbia, for one, yeah. Some good
Yeah.
cinematographers, some good production
Oh yeah.
designers, yeah, editors, yeah.
I've met some. Actually, I did 48-hour film. You heard of that? 40-hour film
Yeah,
competition. I actually did that. There's a local like independent production company that they let me join them. I just joined in as a PA, and I was really impressed because it was really professional and really nice, and like yeah, everyone was super friendly. There wasn't like, oh, you're some guy that wants to be a screenwriter, I'll
yeah.
just whatever. Like they were really, everyone was really nice to me, and they were great. And yeah, I keep in touch with some of them. So, but I yeah, definitely want to, because I mentioned too in the interview thing, I do improv, so I've met some improv uh, friends that I want to start doing short films with.
Yeah, that's great.
You know.
So but you're from Wisconsin, so you just kind of moved down south a little bit.
Yeah, I just yeah moved on here for a job, and then I got married, and so I'm stuck here. So
Gotcha. So do your affiliation stay with Wisconsin then, or?
for
Well, I could think as we're doing this podcast, there's a football game happening, and
oh yeah,
I
football,
think the
yeah, oh
Packers are
yeah,
playing
I'm
the
a Packers
Bears
fan,
this
yeah, I'm a
weekend,
Packers
right?
fan, yeah,
For the
yep,
third time, yeah.
yep, Packers fan. We'll see how it goes.
So you stay with the Packers?
Yep, so with the Packers
Okay.
and Brewers, yeah,
So
yeah.
the Bears, it should be a good game. Because it's the other two games kind of was a little fluky, right? Chicago won a really fluky game, right? The second game,
Yeah, yeah, there was
the onside kick.
Jordan Love got injured during the game, and then
Yeah. But he's
our
back. So
he's
they're
back.
favored too to win, and they're playing in Chicago, which must piss off people from Chicago. So
I'm sure,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm from Niagara Falls, so I'm a gigantic Bills fan. So
Oh
basically,
yeah, oh yeah.
yeah,
I like the Bills. I like to see them
yeah,
because I like to see them win a Super Bowl.
yeah. So does everybody else in that area. So yeah, it's almost like we have like this lottery pick, right? This gem in
Right.
Josh Allen, once in a lifetime, not even generation, once in a lifetime player. And you
Hmm.
figure we win at least one Super Bowl with them, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Congrats. One last point I want to make. We asked you in the blog interview what film you watched in the most times of your life. Do you remember what you said?
Oh yeah, Whiplash.
Whiplash.
Whiplash. Yeah.
That's a fantastic film, isn't it?
Yeah, I love that one. Yeah, I mentioned that. Yeah, I love Fletcher. I think he's a fantastic antagonist. Um, I think one thing is like I think a lot of times when you see characters that are angry, a lot of times it feels like it's just like an on and off switch, like they just get angry or they're not angry. But his is so dynamic, like I mentioned, like his when he's not getting pissed off at his musicians, he's being manipulative. I love the scene where he talks to what was the face the was it Neiman, the drummer,
Yeah.
the main protagonist, when he's like, what did your father do? Like it's just like a fun little conversation. Oh, my father, he's a playwright.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, okay. And then in the middle of practice, he's like, he uses that against him. Oh, your father's a failed writer, and your mother left him for someone better. Whatever. He's very manipulative, and I think that's great. I think that's And of course, the performance was spectacular. And
It's a film about what you need to do to succeed in life, like
Mhm.
that obsessive kind of quality to get the
Yeah,
to be great at something, right?
right. Yeah, and I think that's the thing too. It's like
Yeah.
it's the classic. He's the hero in his own world. Like when he says, "Good job" is one of the worst phrase, or is the worst phrase in the English language, which I think a lot of us can relate to. When we 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 want when we're trying to be better at something. Like if I'm trying to be better as a writer or better, whatever, better at improv, I don't want to just be told I'm doing good. I like getting feedback, and I've gotten feedback on stuff, and because if you want to be better, you have to really work hard and work your butt off for that. So, it's very justified in what he says. I mean,
Yeah.
his action's too far, but
He
you know,
doesn't care about like he just wants to be the best at that instrument. He doesn't care about
right.
money, he doesn't care
Exactly.
about anything. He even gives up his girlfriend. He doesn't care. Like
Hmm.
that's and unfortunately
Oh yeah.
that's in our society, that's how greatness comes. Like everybody like
Hmm.
we talk about football like Tom Brady, that's what he was like. He was obsessed. He didn't care about
Hmm.
anything else except for being the best football player, right?
Oh right. Yeah.
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 So he's got 7 rings, but I don't know, like I think a lot of things were sacrificed along the way. Let's put it that way, right?
Hmm. For sure.
Filmmakers as well, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
balance is
Exactly.
impossible.
Exactly. Yeah. You have to give up something. Can't have everything.
Yeah, and the ending seems great. Where like even the teacher like he sets him up to sabotage him, right?
Hmm.
But then he realizes, well, okay, he's great. What am I going to do, right? Like so he lets him
Right.
riff, right?
Yeah, and I like it too when he um at first he walks off, and then his father, played by Paul Reiser, is like, oh, it's okay. Like his father is kind of like the opposite of Fletcher. His
Yeah,
father's the comforting, oh, it's okay, son. Good job. But then he goes right back onto it, and then he does his like follow my lead and do
yeah.
it. So, yeah.
It's like life, like society's awarding addiction because that's like
Right.
what it is, right? They're
Yeah,
rewarding people for being addicted, right?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It really is. You can
Oh
tell
yeah.
that he's gone on to great things, like better things to the filmmaker. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, man. Well, congratulations on the film, on the script. I hope it gets made. I think it's a great idea, and it seems like you're onto something. And keep in touch. I want to see. Let me send me your short film when it gets
Yeah,
completed.
that's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I will. All right.
All right. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
You too. Thanks. All right.